Hey, what is up, you guys? Nina Bina is here, and today you are up close and personal into me. And today I'm going to show you guys how to do your brows. And y'all, your girl has no brows. We is starting from nothing. We about to go to something. So if you want to learn how to do your brows and conceal your brows, then keep on watching.
I can't be fucked with, no. Ho, you can't touch this. Ayy, bitch, I do rich shit, huh? My money thick, ayy.
Alright, so let's just go ahead and go into the brushes that I use first. I'm not going to touch base on the eyeshadow that I'm going to use because it all just goes off of what you guys have. Alright, we ain't working with stuff that I have. What do you have? And then make it work. Alright, so these are the brushes. Excuse me, okay? These are like I do my brows every day. Well, I don't conceal them every day, but I do my brows like every day. So excuse my brushes. But basically, these are the brushes that I use to do my eyebrows. Even though these two on the ends are the exact same thing, one is just thicker and another one is just thinner. See how one's thicker than the other? The one with the white handle, the thicker one right here, like listen, if I'm just trying to get out the door and just be woo woo woo, that's the pencil that I use. The one with the green handle is the one that I like to use most of the time. It gets me a little bit more precise, and I have a little bit more control over what I'm doing with my brows than I do with the thicker one, but the thicker one is just as good. And then for the spoolie, a lot of makeup pencils have spoolies on them, or you can get a regular spoolie, like a disposable one. You can get them anywhere, probably like the drugstore, Christmas tree shop, Dollar Tree, all them places you can probably get a spoolie. Oh, beauty supply stores, you can also get spoolies as well. For the concealer, what I like to do a nice little dome type of figure. Dome being like this, like a rainbow figure. I like it to be more pointy at the top and then just flat throughout, as you can see. Let's get into brows. I take the one with the green handle. What I like to do, I like to use eyeshadow, as I said in the beginning, and I like to spray my brush. You can do either setting spray, you can do water, you can do lotion. I've done lotion in the past. Anything that will give it slip is what I like to do it to. I either spray it on the brush or spray it in the pan. When you spray it in the pan, I like to make the eyeshadow more putty, so it's kind of like a lighter pomade is like what I like to do. I like to use water, or some people like to use spit. To each their own. I know that sounds really nasty, but if you're the only one that's using these brushes, I mean, it's very understandable. Ain't nobody judging you over here, sir. I'm gonna spray into my pan, and I like to coat both sides of my brush. You can do exactly what I'm doing with an angled brush. Alright, let's get it. I don't comb my brow hairs up like some people do. This is how my natural brows be sitting, so I'm gonna naturally do them how my natural eyebrows are sitting. Mind you, I don't have thick eyebrows at all. Even if you do have thicker eyebrows, I do this with all of my clients, and the ones that have thinner eyebrows, thicker eyebrows, I do the exact same thing. I do not brush out their brow hairs. I have red hair now, so if you guys want to do colored eyebrows, this is what I do. Mind you, your girl doesn't have thick eyebrows, so it doesn't take much to cover it, but it's all good. What I do first is I place the brush tip right against my skin first. Alright, that's important because we're gonna place the brush tip on the front of the brow, and the tail of your brow is, like I said, this is the front, this is the tail. Think of your eyebrows as fishes. I don't know if that's a good reference, but do you know what I mean? Like, this is the head of the brow, tail of the brow. Head of the brow, end of the brow. To each their own. I like to place it flat, and then I draw a line where my natural brow is. I just follow my natural brow. Okay, y'all with me? Now what I do is that I place the brush now flat against my head. You know how we were just like this? Now we're flat. This is only for the tail of the brow though, or the end of the brow, which, like I said, to each their own. And I arch it how I would like it. I don't have that much brow hair, but I do have a little bit of sparseness right here, so I do follow that as well. But I go ahead and I still follow my natural brow right underneath. And like I said, I make my edge how I want it. Let's do a little curve. The reason I place it down, because you see how right here is just a stark line. I don't want that for right here because I'm just trying to fill it in, alright? I'm trying to get this looking nice. So you can see how it's more thicker right here when it's just a straight line right here. I have more brow hairs right here. I do not have that much brow hair right here. That's why I place it flat against my head. We are done the bottom line. I'm gonna respray my brush right quick. I like to keep my brush wet while I'm doing this. I do the same exact thing. I follow. Like I said, I don't have brow hair right here, so I'm just basically just going off of a whim. I'm just symmetrically doing it from where the bottom is. I'm just doing it from the top. I kind of do it where I want my natural brow to be, or the thickness I want my natural brow to be. So like I said, making the brush tip go against our head, following the natural curve of my brow. Then we go to the tail of brow. Now I'm putting the brush flat against my head, and I'm connecting the two ends together. So now, as you can see, the tail is basically filled in. Just from flattening the brush against your head, it just takes away a lot of, the brush is doing the work basically for you. Then what I do, since I have my outline, I fill the tail in first, because this is where most of my product is on my brush. Filling the tail in first. Don't be scared to use y'all fingers now. Like, these are free brushes that we have. So just go ahead. If you have to wipe something away, wipe it with your finger. And if you don't feel like product really wipes away easily on your brows, your face should be moisturized or primed or whatever before you do your makeup. Everybody puts on face moisturizer. If you don't start putting on face moisturizer and SPF, thank you very much. It should wipe away easy because your base, aka your skin, is more slip. More slip? You know what I mean. I'm not even gonna go into it. So then I just take the brush tip against my brows, and I just go and fill in the middle part. Leave this space open a little bit because you can do one of two options. You can take your spoolie, brush it forward so that you can have that natural type of fade, of course, because you see I was kind of fading a little bit more. The more you do it, the more it's gonna fade. I always go from this out because I feel like it's just pushing the powder forward, so it just brings it to the front of the brow really naturally. Or I go in with less product. Make sure my brush is wiped off a little bit because you do not want blocky brows. That is not a trend anymore. We do not want blocky brows. So just go in and I fill in like I filled in the rest of my brows. I'm just going in perfect. I like when that line below, even though we're gonna go in and conceal, I don't conceal every day, but when I do, I just still like to have that sharp line at the bottom. And you always want to start off with a little bit. Do not start off with a lot. You're not gonna like it. It's so much harder to take away eyeshadow than it is to put more on. I always go a little bit past the line for when we do fade and everything with our spoolie. I don't start where the ends end and then our fade, and then sometimes my brow will be all the way back here and it's like, what happened, sis? What happened? So I just do a little bit further. Not too much, just a little bit. Sometimes I do this, sometimes I don't. I don't have brow hair where I put the eyeshadow, right? So take some more shadow, go from the bottom line, and I kind of curve it like we're gonna do half of an arch. Go from the bottom of the line and curve it and have it have it touch the top of the line. Do you see what I did there? I'm just taking from the bottom of the line, curving up, bottom of the line, curving up, bottom of the line, curving up. And it just gives, like, it looks like I got hair right there. Do you not see the illusion? Do you not see the illusion? Now I just go in and perfect everything. I know it looks like there's like a gap right here. I have a scar right there, so eyeshadow doesn't really stick to that area because it's a scar. Now I'm just touching up my brow, whatever I see. If I want to make it more of an arch, if I just want to put more shadow right here, if there's not enough shadow right here, I just touch everything up. And another thing that I do is I'll go from the bottom and I'll flick up, flick, flick, flick. I especially do that when I do have brow, like when I do have brow hairs. No, felt that with my brow hairs, because it just looks like I got natural brows. It's like we're faking eyebrow gel without even having it. I'm just brushing the brow hairs down because when I do that, my brow hairs tend to show on top of the line, so I just bring it down. Alright, since it's looking pretty good, we're looking a little blocky though. I always take my pinky and like run over the front a little bit just to do a little bit of a fading. Not that much of a difference. I don't know why I do it. I feel like I see a difference. But we're just gonna go in with the spoolie on the front and just fade the brows a little bit. I do an up motion because when I do like this, I'm wiping a lot of the product away right here, a lot of our hard work that we just put there, so I just spoolie up. Don't be scared to use your fingers. I use my pinky because it's the smallest finger, so I just go in with my pinky. Sometimes when you spoolie, sometimes if it's too much, you see how like that gap is now. Fill it back. Alright, and that's our brow without concealer. No brow. Brow. No brow. Brow. Now to conceal. A lot of people mess up on this part, and it's actually easier than people think or just practice. Practice makes perfect. Everybody knows this. So I just took some concealer on the back of my hand, and we're gonna go into our dome brush. I'm gonna do a healthy amount of coating on both sides, like a more patting and dragging than just glooping it on. We're just doing a patting motion. Brush does have concealer on it. It's just not caked up with concealer at all. It's a very thin layer of concealer. I like to start on the front. If you're more scared to conceal your brows, I would start with the tail. But I just start with the front, and I'm going right underneath it. We're not trying to disturb the eyeshadow, like the eyeshadow of the brow itself at all. We're just accentuating the brow when we're doing like this and cleaning it up, like cleaning it up as in making it more sharp. So We're going literally right underneath the brow. Not on top of the brow, underneath it. And I'm just adding little bits of product as I go. Doing the same motions as when I filled in my brows. So like the tip is more on the front and the end is more flat. Just go right underneath the concealer with my brush more horizontal, and then I'm just bringing the concealer down. You do what you did last time and just perfect your line of what you concealed. I think it looks a little wompy, if it thinks it looks a little crooked, go ahead and straighten it out with your brush. Let the brush do the work, not so much you. Be gentle with the concealer part, because the more harsh you do it, the more you're changing your brow. As in, like, if I was to go in and just press, you're changing the shape of your brow. Just go nice, natural, underneath, light pressure, small strokes, and you'll get there. Because the more that you do it, the faster you're gonna get. You're not gonna be fast right off the rip. If you try to go in fast, like what I used to do when I was younger, man, when I was first starting out with makeup, eyebrows would be like my Jones was just thick right here, thin right here. Was not a good look, I promise. Sometimes if you bring your mirror out a little bit more, you can see what you can fix than just bringing it up close. I'm sorry, I had my mirror up close to me this whole entire time, but if you just want to bring out your mirror, look at yourself, feel yourself a little bit, then you'll see what you like and what you don't like. And then I just blend with my finger, because what I say, these are free brushes right here. So just blend, blend, blend. The bottom of the concealer, nothing else with the brows. Our brows are done. Right, and that's a brow with concealer. Crazy? That's crazy. Ah, that looks wow. Yeah, I hope you guys did enjoy this video. I hope you guys learned something from it, and continue practicing. Okay, practice literally does make perfect. I did not do this overnight, swear to God. I did not do this overnight at all. And then you can take whatever eyeshadows, it doesn't even matter. Like, what if you want to do a blue brow one day, you know, that'd be kind of lit. And if you have thicker brows than me, which isn't hard at all, or you want to do some colored brows, look some more tutorials up. If the eyeshadow is not working, make your brows more thick with like something wet and then go on top. It's kind of like when you want to do eyeshadow and you put a stickier base down, probably do something like that as well. If you guys like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and there's just something called down there that's called a subscribe button. It's kind of lit. It's brighter than my hair. And it's my favorite color. It's red, and when you press on it, it turns gray, and then there's a bell right next to it so you can get notified every single time I post. I help people that want to start doing makeup. Love you guys. Bye.
I just finished, you look up and I'll be winning. Realest bitch you ever met. Straight to the point, nothing less. If you ain't talking about money, must